The following program is a production of Naleo TV.
Aloha, welcome to my show. This is The Art of Painting with Rockwood. You're in my studio. Today, I've already taken the liberties here so that we don't run over on this show. We're going to paint a dolphin. I've already drawn the dolphin out, as you can see, and then we're going to turn it into this. And aloha. Welcome to my studio. This is The Art of Painting with Rockwood. The show before we were painting a dolphin. Today, we're going to finish it by painting this. Okay, so now I need to darken right up under here. See how it's creating a shadow right there? That is beautiful. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to shadow under. Oh, clicked up too much paint. So this shadow right here is actually from that fin. Okay, so take the light gray. In case you didn't notice, I really like the scrubbing effect. I'm going to blend that in to the body right there. Take the dark, mix it with a little black. And then we're going to blend that down. Flip this over and grab some more black. This tip down here is way in the shadow, so we're going to darken that up. Now we're going to go back in here with some white and put this highlight right here. See, what you want to do is you want to make this appendage, his fin, look like it's attached to his body, but you want to make it look like it's actually on its own as well. So by doing that, you put that shadow behind there and the shadow under it. It creates that whole thing there. Put the other eye over here. And we're just going to take the lighter gray and kind of create the eye socket. That is beautiful. You know what, let's do his fin first, the dorsal fin. We're just going to start with the darkest gray. So when you do a painting, you need to know where your light source is coming from so that you know where your darks and lights go in the painting. Obviously my light is coming from here. You can tell by the splash. The way I made this look like he just dove into the water and he's swimming towards us. We're snorkeling and we have a camera, so we're going to take his picture, and he knows that, so he's posing. Highlight. I think that looks a little dark. Let's lighten that up a little bit. There we go. All right, so now we got the tail. Now the tail, most people would think that there would be a heavy shadow right there, but since the sun is coming down here like this, it's not going to be that dark right there. So we'll put the dark colors where we need them, and then now notice this scrubbing technique takes me right up to that line, so I don't have to go and touch up the head on him at all. Where'd my blender brush go? Oh, there it is. It's upside down. Okay, so let's go with this. This is where it's the darkest, so we'll go there. Grab a touch of black. Now notice how I just put the black right up there where my shadow is under there. Sometimes, in order to shadow something, what you're shadowing has to be darker. Again, I'm just erasing what I don't want. Go back in here with lighter. And yes, I've painted hundreds of dolphins, so I pretty much know which shade of gray that I'm looking for when I do that, or when I'm blending it, how far to blend it so that it gets a certain lightness but not too light. Man, that looks really cool, doesn't it? Erase some of this right here. Blend that out a little bit more. Now we're going to take our highlight color and we're going to come up here. Now notice I'm turning the brush sideways so I can get that sharpness right into the corner of that tail. And this part of the tail here is closer to where the highlight or the sunlight is coming from. So we're going to make that brighter. And then we're going to erase what we don't need and blend it in. Now see, I'm grabbing the darker gray from down here, and I'm pulling it up into the white. Blending, blending, blending. Now, do the same thing on the top of his tail. So we get this. Good, and then I want to put a bit of a highlight shine right there. I think what I need to do, and this is just a shape thing for me, this tail doesn't look like it's coming out evenly on it. So I'm going to throw that just a little bit right there. That looks good. And then I want that highlight to come right there. And then right there. Because you can see the light's coming down right there. You can tell that that's what it needs to do. I'm washing my brush right now. Get some of that paint out of there. A little bit more white, and we're gonna touch it right there. Because we want to see the separation of the tail from the flute. I guess that's what that is. And then take some more white, and we're just gonna do a little dab right up here. Now, since we put that heavy white right there on the snout, I think it would be a good idea to throw a highlight right there. These are what is known as finishing touches. Now, you know what? Let's add a little bit. Oh, that's too much water. If you get water in your brush and you don't wipe it out really good, it gets on your paint, and just wipe it off with your paper towel. Just don't rub it. Now we're going to just darken that up a little bit right here. All right, so we're going to bring this shadow bring this up just a little bit, and then what we're going to do is we're going to take this and show a shadow under here. Yeah, there we go. All right, so now if we're going to do that, I want to darken that up just a touch right there. Scrub that out a little bit more. There we go. All right, now I'm thinking we need to lighten this up just a touch. Because I really like the emphasis of the way the fin and everything's coming together right there. See how cool that looks? And then when we blend that together, also you'll notice that all this paint over here is already started to dry. But when I feather that white over the top of it, it looks like it's blending into wet paint. Now let's make this look a little sharper. So that way you can actually see how the light's coming down from here, and this is all shadowed up in here like that. So it creates that cool thing like that. I love it. All right, so I think this is just a little silly thing for me, but I think we need a little bit of a highlight down here, and then touch this right there. So now we're going to throw, okay, we're not going to throw anything. I'm just going to paint it. But I'm going to put the little dots in his eye. Now, some of you may go, but you wouldn't see the highlight on that, his left eye over there, but I don't care. It's art and it's going to look really cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a dab of white right here. Make sure that I just got enough for a spot. And we're going to start right here. Put that dot right there. And then we're going to put a right there. That just makes him look so pretty. Now, if you've watched any of my other shows in the past, which I've done several of them now, but you'll notice that some of the white lines here from the charcoal that when I drew it on here, once this is completely dried, then what I'll do is I'll just squirt this with a little bit of Windex, wipe it down with a paper towel, and that all goes away. So that is beautiful. I love this. So now, everybody knows what's coming next, right? My signature. I'd also like to remind you that if you have any questions for me, feel free to write or call Naleo, and they'll pass anything on to me. Or if you see me on the street, by all means, stop and ask me questions. I love this. All right, so here we go. This is not my signature brush, but it's actually not the best brush for this, but and there we go. The other thing I didn't tell you is that I'm actually painting this one on a canvas. This is a stretched canvas. So, all in all, okay, so I'll explain to you what I did with the background here. I sponged this all on, and then I sponged the white on here. I had this in mind when I was ready, when I wanted to paint this for the show. So I purposely did this. I got the darks down here so we have a coral-like thing. So if we were going to put some coral in there, what I would do is I would grab one of my trusty little sponges here. I'm gonna grab some dark blue and some white. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sponge in some background coral highlights. And then I'm going to barely touch, because this is going to be further back. And then, see, they've got some, I don't know if you can see that, but there's some dark right there. So what I'm going to do is I want to go right in front of that so it has that hollow look to it right there. And that's just with white. Let's add a touch of red. Smidgen of red, just dip it in there like that, and then we'll just hit it like here. Now it's mixing with the white. Now it's becoming a corally pinkish color. I am going to do a future show where I'm going to talk about canvases and substrates and how to do the backgrounds and what I use and how I do it. Let's see how that makes it. You got the background right there. It's deeper, further back, and this is really close to us. And then we just touch it. What I like about the sponge is it doesn't make it uniform. It just gives me almost natural looking coral. What do you think about that? Cool, huh? All right, let's bring it down just a little bit behind that so it looks. And there you have it. Okay, so I'm going to painting's one of those kind of things where you can always, you look at it and you go, oh, I forgot about that. Oh, I forgot about that. Doesn't happen to me a lot, but it does every once in a while. Now, that looks like a dolphin. If you've ever been snorkeling or scuba diving, or even just swimming, you might have even seen them. That's what they look like. Cool. I'm happy with it. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this segment where I painted this beautiful dolphin. Again, if you want to ask me questions, call or write to Naleo TV, and they will extend that to me, and we can cover it in a future show. Other than that, thanks for watching, and a hui ho. All right, so that's my last show for this year. I want to thank you for tuning in. Hopefully you learned something. If you didn't learn anything, I hope you enjoyed watching me paint. Painting is a lot of fun for me. It's what I do, and I love demonstrating, I love sharing, I love teaching. So if you're getting anything out of this, please let me know by contacting the TV station, naleo.tv. There you go. I'll get it. Anyway, it's been a lot of fun. It's been my pleasure to help you along this journey of learning to paint. If you know how to paint, now hopefully I'm teaching you some new tricks, some things you didn't know before. If you if you tune in next year, starting January 1st, I'm going to come up with a whole bunch of new stuff that I'm going to teach you. I'll work on different platforms and different mediums and stuff like that. So I'll probably do some board. I'll teach you how to take boards and actually prime them yourself. So if you can't afford the canvas themselves, at least you can go to some place like the hardware store where they sell sheet goods, have them cut down to whatever size you want to do, paint it with regular old primer, house paint primer, and once you do that, you can paint anything on it. It's really that simple. What I want to do is I want to thank you for joining me. I want to wish you and your family a happy holiday, because here we come up to the end of the year really soon. I hope you have a very good next year, and I'm hoping that you join me and, well, come back and see me again. We'll have some fun, I guarantee you. Aloha.
The preceding program was a production of Naleo TV.